Canelo Alvarez got angry at a reporter and slammed him for accusing the Mexican legend for ducking David Benavidez.
I already fight everybody. All the best fighters out there, I fight already. And you can look in my record.
Canelo Alvarez was seemingly upset when he was asked about David Benavidez during his grand arrival for the Canelo versus Berlanga fight. The reporter asked Canelo about people wanting him to face David Benavidez, to which he said, "I already fight everybody. All the best fighters out there, I fight already, and you can look in my record." Canelo fled from the scene after saying this, which looked like he was dodging the question. However, previously Canelo said that he knew he was better than the 27-year-old, but was asking for big money because there would just be another fighter people demanded him to face straight after. Canelo stated, "Look, I'm better than him for sure. I always fought with everybody that the people say I'm not gonna fight. If I beat him, they're gonna say another fighter, so they need to ask. If they really want to see the fight, pay me good." Asked if Benavidez winning more makes the fight worth more, he said yes. "Yeah, we can wait. You've seen it with Mayweather and Pacquiao, but I don't do it for the especially." In contrast, Benavidez has become tired of waiting. He moved up to light heavyweight for his latest fight, and has decided to remain in that division as a mandatory challenger for the winner of the undisputed contest between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Canelo, meanwhile, will defend his unified titles against undefeated contender Edgar Berlanga on September 14th. Many believe that Canelo is simply ducking Benavidez, considering Canelo's outrageous demand of $200 million to fight him. However, Trevor McCumbee believes that Saul Canelo Alvarez isn't avoiding a fight with David Benavidez. This perspective contrasts with the opinions of many boxing fans and fighters, including Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Daniel Jacobs, and Paulie Malignaggi, who have suggested that Canelo is dodging the unbeaten two-time super middleweight champion. McCumbee stated, "I don't think Canelo is scared of anybody. Canelo has faced many top fighters. People said he was scared of Gennady Golovkin, but he fought him 3 times. I don't think he's ducking Benavidez. It could be an ego issue where David was disrespectful, and Canelo feels he doesn't need to fight him, but I don't think he's scared." Rayo Valenzuela thinks that if Canelo fights Crawford first, then the chances of him fighting Benavidez would become very slim, but he also believes that David should get a shot at Canelo because he deserves it.
He keeps saying, if the money's right, so I think the money will be right, eventually. It depends which route Canelo goes, though. It sounds like Terence Crawford, the Saudis want to make that fight happen, so if he fights Crawford, then I think it'll be less likely he'll fight Benavidez. But, yeah, hopefully David gets it. I think he deserves it. He's been the best for the minute.
When asked who he thinks would have an upper hand during a potential fight between Canelo and Benavidez, Rayo says that there's no doubt that Canelo is an elite boxer, but right now, David is just too fast and hungry for him to handle. Rayo stated, "David beats Canelo. He's too fast. He's too hungry. Canelo is a great fighter, though. I'd take off my hat for him. He's a great Mexican fighter who has done a lot. He'd definitely go down in the history books as one of the best to ever do it. But right now, when I watch Canelo live, I think David beats him." There are also talks of a potential fight between Crawford and Canelo after Crawford had his debut win in the 154 division. However, Stephen A. Smith doesn't like the idea of Canelo facing Crawford next because he believes the size difference would be too much for Crawford to handle. Instead, he wants Canelo to face Benavidez because Stephen thinks that Benavidez is the best in the 168 division. He stated, "I hate this matchup. I don't like it one bit. I think Crawford is the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, and Canelo is also among them. But Canelo is fighting at 168, which means he's walking heavier. I want what all boxing fans want. We want the reigning defending super middleweight champion fighting against another super middleweight champion in David Benavidez. David doesn't deserve to be ignored. David Benavidez is worthy to have a money fight with Canelo because he has proven himself to be the best. And to think that Canelo won't fight him and choose someone who's 3 divisions below him in Crawford just doesn't seem right." Robert Garcia believes that Canelo wouldn't want to give Benavidez a shot because he has the power to do so, but he also said that he would love to see a fight between the 2 boxing titans.
I personally think that Benavidez is going to stay at 175 because I don't think him versus Canelo is going to happen. I think there's already been so much talk, so much saying back and forth to a point where Canelo is going to say, why? I just don't want to give it to him. Canelo has that power. He doesn't need the fight against Benavidez.
Garcia thinks that Benavidez has the tool to defeat Canelo, but you can never count out a legend like Canelo. He stated, Canelo is so talented that he could actually win this fight. I personally feel like Benavidez has the tools to beat Canelo, but I could be wrong. He also believes that Canelo is not afraid of fighting Benavidez, as he has faced them all. Canelo has fought everybody. I don't think he's afraid. I think he's too proud. And just saying that I can do anything I want, I don't have to please everybody that's asking for this fight. He's like, I don't have to please Benavidez or his dad, who have said things about Canelo that weren't too nice. I think he'll get a lot of respect for giving this fight to the boxing world, but he doesn't have to do it, so I don't blame him for that. However, Floyd Mayweather thinks that Canelo should be tested against a fighter like Benavidez instead. He said, if it were up to me, we'd want to see Benavidez face Canelo. It's time for Canelo to stop cherry-picking opponents and take on a real threat, like Benavidez. Floyd thinks that Canelo should face David in order to cement his legacy even further. Benavidez is a hungry lion, and Canelo needs to step up to face him if he wants to prove he's truly the best. I respect Canelo's accomplishments, but dodging Benavidez only raises questions about his willingness to take on real challenges. But keeping in mind the constant neglecting of Benavidez by Canelo, Floyd believes that Canelo is ducking Benavidez.
If it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, a hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. You know, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my mind. That's just what it is. We want to see Benavidez. Let's make it happen.
Money Mayweather said, if it was up to me, like, we keep on saying we want to see Benavidez. Canelo is a hell of a fighter, but in my personal opinion is that he's ducking Benavidez. And that's just my personal opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my mind. That's just what it is. We want to see Benavidez. Let's make it happen. Mike Tyson is a big fan of Benavidez and thinks that Benavidez would win if a fight between him and Canelo ever happens. Tyson is so confident in Benavidez that he is sure that he would even beat Dimitri Bivol. Mike stated, Benavidez is my guy. I think he can beat anybody in the division. I love Canelo, but he's not going to beat him. He's a little past his prime. I think he could even beat the guy who beat Canelo, Dimitri Bivol. Jim Lampley remained genuinely in awe of Benavidez's boxing acumen. However, when he compared it with Canelo, he gave the legend status to the 61-2 record holder. Lampley stated, first of all, Davis Benavidez is cosmic, exciting, spectacular, etc. But you're talking about the evidence of one fight. Canelo Alvarez, you're talking about the evidence of 70 fights. Jim further added, I don't know enough about David Benavidez to say to you, oh, he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez. He's going to knock out a guy that nobody else has really been able to put on the canvas. Do I think David is a cosmic puncher? The biggest I've ever seen at that weight? I do believe that. Jim questioned people who think that Canelo is afraid of Benavidez. He thinks, why would Canelo not fight Benavidez if he had fought Gennady Golovkin twice? Do I believe that it's a fight I've to see? That has to happen? It needs to take place in the wake of this? I've never seen Canelo back down from a challenge. He fought Gennady Golovkin twice. Why would he be scared of David Benavidez? Oscar De La Hoya also believes that Benavidez would knock Canelo out if the fight ever happens. He thinks that Benavidez is young and has a high output of jabs which could trouble Canelo.
Yeah, I think he knocks him out. Benavidez is a monster. He throws, Benavidez throws literally an average of above 50 to 55 punches around. Canelo, Charlo, in the first round, they threw one punch combined. I'm not talking to you as, oh, I hate Canelo, oh, I hate Benavidez. No, I'm talking about a boxing expert. Those are the facts. That's reality on paper. Now, what happens in the ring and the bell rings, I don't know. If Canelo lands that one bomb that he always throws, the right hand, I mean, it's sayonara. It's game over for Benavidez. But I think Benavidez, because he's young, because he's strong, because he's very versatile and throws a lot of punches, it's going to create problems for Canelo.
Oscar also threw shades at Canelo for fighting Berlanga instead of Benavidez. He said that Canelo is running from Benavidez, that's why he's demanding unbelievable offers to fight him.
Canelo running from Benavidez. What is that? I mean, imagine if I ever ran from anybody. Like, did I run from somebody in my career? No. Did Chavez run from somebody in his career? No. Chavez was 87-0. Imagine that. So to me, that's the all-time greatest fighter.
Paulie Malignaggi believes that David Benavidez will dominate Canelo if the fight ever happens. He stated, "Personally, I've been saying this for 2 years. I think David Benavidez runs him over like a train running over a car that's stuck in the train tracks. I stick with that. His apprehension to fight the mandatory continuously only cements my opinion. I don't think he's going to fight Benavidez. The only reason I want to see him fight Benavidez is for the belts, because I don't even think it would be a good fight. I'm more excited about other things than I am about Canelo." So, what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.